It's KatieStories Being, and I'm back with Katie Stories number 37. Do you realize this is kind of the end of the loop? I started out telling you in Katie intro and Katie story number 1 and 2 about some things that happened where someone said some really awful, cruel things to me that a friend should never say to a friend, even out of love. And I became so angry and so upset that I painted my house like a motherfucker. And my friend, my best friend, told me, get the Daily Om. Katie, you need the Daily Om. It's so helpful. It's just a series of emails that you get every day. They're inspirational, and you can take these courses for really cheap. Back then they were like $10, $15. Now I think it's minimum 25 bucks, but hey, it's so worth it. So I want to tell you about those. And so at that stage of my journey, that was right before I went to LA. I met Anthony Hopkins. That's the awakening, and you got to go back to Katie Stories like number 2 and 3 to hear about that. So the Daily Om, and there's all kinds of great things you can do online, right? But I want to tell you about this one, the Daily Om. And of course I got a story to go with it. Okay, can you see that okay? Daily Om. So they have like a lot of courses you can take. What to eat over 40, yeah. How about healthy, clean stuff that's not in a package, for starters. Then they give you a whole bunch of courses, and there's horoscopes, and those are just fun if they're true, right? And narcissistic relationships from surviving to thriving, leaving the earth a better place. You get all these things when we don't take action. I'm going to read you some of these, but the one I really wanted to read you because I have a little story tied into it. I'm going to keep going here. Creating a nightly ritual. Oh, I like that one. That one was nice. You know, I'm going to read this one because it's short. Creating a nightly ritual by Madison Taylor. Bedtime can be a perfect time for a nighttime ritual of sending love to the world and finding gratitude for your day. At the end of the day, as the sweet, dark stillness of night beckons us to lay down our bones and rest, we find ourselves at a clear transition point. Behind us lies the previous day and all that has come before. Ahead of us, dawn heralds the unfolding of all that is yet to be. While many of us have morning rituals that connect us with our center and help us to set intentions, we may want to explore the magic and the power of nighttime ritual as well. It holds for us a beautiful chance for self-appreciation and blessing. Before you go to bed each night, you can send gratitude, compassion, and healing to the being you have been up to this moment, and you can send lightness and love into the future for the one you're in the process of becoming. Tells a little more, but I'm just going to back out of there. And the one I wanted to tell you about was disarming the know-it-all. I want to talk about holding space, because we've all been in that situation where you're around someone that's maybe aggressive and maybe they're passive aggressive. There's so much said in the unsaid. Right? And we're in that kind of time now where people don't respond to a text or your email. It's okay. I guess that means no. And sometimes it's nothing to take personal, but sometimes you know when someone is slighting you, when they're going out of their way to be really friendly and kind with other people and then staring at you with dead eyes and walking by. So I'm going to read something to you and then I'm going to share a story. People that are know-it-alls are simply stuck in a pattern and may actually have feelings of low self-worth. Most of us have encountered a person in our lives who can accurately be referred to as a know-it-all. This person seems to know everything about anything that gets brought up and tends to dominate the conversation. Well, that sounds like me. Kidding. They don't take well to being questioned, and they have a hard time ever admitting that they were wrong. Being around a know-it-all is inevitably tiring because there's no shared energy between the two of you. Rather, you become an audience member to this person's need to be the center of attention. Attention and respect are probably the two things this person longs for, and at some point in their lives, they learn that knowing it all was the way to get those needs met. Over time, they have become stuck in this pattern, regardless of the fact it's no longer working. They may feel afraid of the experience of listening, being receptive, or learning something new because it's so unfamiliar. And honestly, I go through that too, absolutely. On the other hand, when we see the childlike need underneath the know-it-all, it's a mask of confidence. We feel compassion for the person, and we may tolerate their one-sided approach to conversation out of a desire not to hurt their feelings. On the other hand, we may be feeling drained and tempted to avoid this person altogether. In the middle of these two possible ways of feeling, we may actually like this person and wish for a closer relationship. If we come from a place of kindness, we might attempt to bridge the gap that this person's habitual way of relating creates. Simply expressing a desire to be closer may open their heart and give you a chance to ask for what you need in the relationship, a chance to contribute. Or is it contribute? I butcher words. I say everything wrong. I'm just wondering now if there's something else. Centered silliness, non-surgical facelift, positive affirmations to start your day. They got a lot of really great stuff. And another one I wanted to tell you about is when I was talking about Crystal Andrews last week, or a couple weeks ago, the emotional edge. From her, I always get a little daily rule mantra. And today's is, all my feelings and emotions belong, not just the happy ones. I know that nothing arrives unless it's time to heal. And I really needed that today because I've been feeling a little stuck. We've all heard about the portal that opened up on August 8th. I can't even remember the name of it, but just a lot of backwards energy. And I don't really follow those things, but I always trust that the universe will bring me what I need to know. And if I can just look at something else to put the blame on instead of me, it's Pluto's fault for going backwards. No, it just shines some light and just reminds me to treat ourselves gently, treat ourselves with care, and slow down when things don't feel right, when they don't feel aligned, when we're frustrated that things aren't quite going our way. I really miss the film industry. I worked a lot the summer before last and a bit last year. And this summer I'm available. I'm not working much and there's hardly anything because the groups have to be so small and they're mostly just using union. I chose not to go union so I could just enjoy doing fun little indie things, and you have to get special permission from the acting to do those. So yeah, when I was talking about that last one, Know-It-All, it's not exactly where I was going, but I recently was invited to something through my husband, and it was really clear that the hostess did not want me there, was not happy to see me. My husband and I were separated a few years ago, and we've been back, and we're just stronger than ever and doing amazing. I'm sure she maybe is disgruntled still towards me, but she's never called me to ask a question or talk to me. So when we arrived at this situation, it was almost comical because she was going out of her way to be so friendly to everybody else and then just looking past me with dead eyes. So you know what I did? I just held space. I just would not bite into that. I thought, that's your filter. Thank you for showing me who you are. I'm sorry that you're sad that somebody got hurt because of my actions, but that's between us. We've made our peace. And it became clear that this person never really probably was a big fan of me anyway. But you know, I wouldn't bite into it and I wouldn't be passive aggressive back because it was a special person, a special day for this person. And I wasn't going to give them any ammunition to say anything wasn't so because of my presence. So I just continued to be polite. I walked away many times if that person wasn't being friendly. And, you know, by the end of the couple of days, they were actually being quite friendly and quite kind. And at one point when I said that to my husband, I gave him the night just to go stay with some buddies during this trip. And I was really excited to get back to the hotel room by myself with a king-size bed and the remote. But I looked at him and said, he goes, what's going on? Like, that person's being nicer. And I said, yeah. I go, because I held a mirror up. Like, they could see that they're wasting a lot of energy on trying to attempt to make me feel left out or let me know that they have bad feelings towards me. And I just held the mirror up. I just kept being the mirror. I helped, you know, with some cleaning because there was issues that they were having without water. And, you know, at the end, this person finally did give me a hug and thank me for coming and for helping. But it was just interesting. I don't think we'll ever be great friends. But sometimes when people show us who they really are, you just have to believe them. And this person is actually a good person. They're just putting a box around me. We all have boxes and beliefs about the way things should be. But it's not always up to us to judge. I think there's someone bigger up there doing that. And we all can be pretty hard on ourselves too, right? So yeah, just another message to be patient with people, not just think you have them all figured out because of a snapshot of something in their life. So one other thing I can tell you about, I haven't taken it. I was part of Crystal's 12-week empowerment course when I was working in the book, because there were some feelings coming up for some of the authors, and going back and re-experiencing some trauma to write about it. I was in a good place telling my story, so I did follow along in the 12 weeks, but was never really involved. But it is amazing. It's absolutely, it's about not taking that magic pill. It's about being with and feeling your yucky things and exploring them and being curious and learning to flip them around into positive, making magic out of it. There's always going to be that gold in the yuck, and you just gotta believe and trust. And even, the last week, I've had better weeks, but you know what? I look for the gold every day, and I be grateful for everything I have in my life every day. And this too shall pass, and good things will come again. I look forward to whatever's gonna happen when we start getting back to life. This COVID thing's just taking a bit too long. Okay, so I don't know what I'm gonna talk about next time. I'm just not quite ready to finish, so I'll see you in a few weeks. Maybe we'll have a chit chat about what happened next after the awakening and meeting Anthony. It's a bit of a crazy ride. I'm not sure if I'm ready to tell it. So just give me some time. I might sit down and write for a little while. Okay, so take care and just watch and see if I pop up again soon. Have a great day. Rest of your week.